authenticity isn't just about being honest with or to others. It's about being honest with yourself as well. You see, we all have that habit of masking, whether we're neurodiverse or not. We all have the habit of saying, we're fine, and being guilty of telling others we're fine when we're really not. It's about realising and acknowledging that you want others to think you're fine because you're scared of telling them the truth for fear of judgment, not being wanted, not being loved, not being part of a peer group, not being good enough for a relationship. It's kind of, quite a huge thing to do, and a lot of us do it. Maybe not all the time, but definitely on the odd, occasion that people are saying, "Oh, are you okay?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'm fine," when you're really not. But you're frightened to say anything for fear of that judgment, or being told you're not good enough, or not being loved anymore. And I was guilty of it. For such a long time, I was guilty of saying I'm fine when I really wasn't, not being good enough for a group of friends because I felt like I didn't fit in. Half the time it was all in my head, but it was still a very big thing for me, and I wasn't authentic to myself, and I wasn't authentic to others. Sometimes I can be a bit too honest with certain things, and say things that I sort of say first before my brain thinks about it. But through personal development and writing out my gratitudes and working on my mental health and my personal development of being honest with myself, I came to realise that it was something that I needed to do. I needed to be authentic and tell myself that things weren't okay, and then deal with that thing. Very hard to acknowledge to yourself that you're not being truthful and that you're not being authentic, and that then has a knock-on effect with everything that you do around you, with your family, with your friends. So I learnt working on myself that I could then be authentic because I wasn't worried about that fear or judgment. If people didn't like me because of who I was and what was wrong with me, then that was down to them, not down to me. And I think that's one important thing that, we really have to work on, especially being disabled or having children with disabilities. We do worry so much about what people will think. So we tend to not lie, but we're just not truthful, and we're not honest about what we're going through, what's happening, how we feel, how managing with our children with disabilities. So what I would say to you is be your authentic self. Look inside first, and then the rest will follow. I hope this is some help to you because, you're amazing.